Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going on to XRP once again. Thank you for support, okay? Big CoinsKid crew. So I did make a tweet on December the 2nd. So many questions about when to sell my XRP. We can all guess and shoot off targets, but I'm looking for many key data points, and this is one of them. So as XRP was approaching this overbought conditions right here on a 5-day time frame, I was looking for a pullback just like it did in 2021 and just like it did in 2017, and right now this is exactly what we're getting. So it's looking to hold this mid-range in the RSI on the 5-day and then come out and go again in a move to the upside just like it did in 2021 and equally in 2017 right there. So I'll jump into charts with you in a moment, but I've made a new indicator for the CoinsKid crew called the Ultimate Fear and Greed Index, and it's really good at finding peaks and troughs on the micro time frame and equally buy and sells on the macro time frame. Let me show you that indicator quickly before I do dive into the XRP chart review today, okay? So taking a quick look at the index, and I'll show you this indicator that I created for yourselves and incorporate in all to this algorithm is basically this indicator I've created for yourselves called the micro greed level. Okay, so we've got the macro greed level. For those people that are familiar, it's just a fear and greed index, really simple. Currently sitting at 40. Okay, so the market, I think it was last week or a few weeks ago, this actually dipped into 10, and I've incorporated it into this indicator which I'm about to show you, okay? But just here on the index, it gives you little micro and macro signals. For example, on the macro a few weeks ago, there was a coin called TON, and it was down there and it was presenting a green buy. Okay, so we jumped in, and the reason we jumped in is because the index was telling us to look at that, and equally if we take a look, there was a beautiful ascending triangle here where we've got all this resistance on the way up, resistance, 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 got candle breakout, fell back to support, beautiful buy zone, right about $2.70, oversold conditions on the weekly, and right now we're pumping back up the stairs. But where are we pumping to? So like I said to you, there's a double top drop here, and equally if you take a look to the right, you are currently looking to retrace into $4.41. Why? Because that's your bull market support band. Okay, and this is typically what we see when things break out to the upside, they come back to the bull market support band. This is why when XRP was taken off into space and it started to correct in there, I think it was January, it started to come back down. Go back to the videos, I told you to put some bids on the bull market support band. It came down and bounced like an absolute boss. Then it came back up, made a lower high, and right now it's made a higher low on its bull market support band again in March. So right now your bull market support band for XRP is sitting at $2.19. So this is an area where I have some bids. Will it get met? I don't know. I'm just in the accumulation game here for XRP. But on the micro, we do have a buy warning kicking in as an indicator to say, okay, we're looking at a long opportunity relatively soon on XRP. So I'll jump into the charts with you in a moment. So this indicator create for yourselves is pretty good at finding peaks and troughs on the micro timeframes in this crypto market. Let me go through this with you, okay? It was only a few days ago that we had the micro greed was sitting in the red zone, basically a sell zone, and on the micro signal, we had all these coins that were sitting in sell, basically just like this coin here, SUI is today. So let me show you quickly how this works, okay, and how you can read it to ride these waves, long, short, macro, long, macro, short, whatever. Let's dive in. So the Ultimate Fear and Greed Index is something that I create for the CoinsKid crew. It finds peaks and troughs on the micro, and obviously on the macro it finds, you know, buys and sells. For those people who have been in the crypto markets for a very long time, there's a Fear and Greed Index which is incorporated into this chart, and this is the bottom line basically of Fear and Greed, which currently sits at roughly 40 today on Thursday, March the 27th. Now the micro is in neutral basically, and this is that indicator that I create for yourselves that basically finds opportunities on the micro to long and short the market when things are really fearful or really, you know, greedy. This is, you know, we counter that, and this is why I've created this index for you. So the middle line is a custom indicator, a metric that I create for the CoinsKid crew that's really good at finding peaks and troughs on the micro time frames. For example, we peaked just there, a few days later, look at that, gone red, and then we drop. Okay, so whenever you go red, it's a warning shot. You're getting really overbought, a lot of greed in the market, expect some kind of pullback. When you go dark green, you know, you should be buying basically for the retracement to come back up before you go red again. So it's really good at finding peaks and troughs. So this particular peak just came back up, and then a few days later we came back down. Now at this point here we went dark green for the micro and the macro. If you take a look on March 11th when Bitcoin was bottoming down here at 76k, you've got the micro in the trough going dark green, look at that, and then you've equally got the macro in the trough going dark green. So that was a perfect opportunity, okay, just like that was a perfect opportunity to get rid, and again just there where you've gone red on the macro and the micro, perfect opportunity to short and sell the market or get out of the market. This is a perfect opportunity to get involved in the market because you're getting the opposite, okay, where the fear is greedy and the fear is fearful basically. Really, really simple. So it's just a little sentiment indicator that I create for yourselves that's really good at finding peaks and troughs. For example, come come up here, yeah, you're taking off in space. No, you've got your indicator telling you coming for a correction, and you did. And right now you're taking off in space, and right now you're going sideways to down on a lot of these altcoins, especially Bitcoin, because of the micros kicking in a little, short opportunity right there, a little bit of greed kicking into the market. So it's a micro indicator that created for the CoinsKid crew, and this is your macro indicator that's been around for a very long time right there. You can actually get rid of the macro at the bottom. You've got a key index, and you can just get rid of them all. Just drop whatever you want in, whether or not you just want to look at Bitcoin in the macro, just get rid of the micro, or you just want to look at the micro, or not even a Bitcoin price, entirely up to you. You can just drop them in and out like that. And obviously you can move to the left and find the comparables and the matchups between them. For example, if we move to the left just there, I think this was in November. Now whenever you start to see it turn dark red and yellow, it does indicate some kind of big corrections coming into the markets, and that's exactly something I was warning you right there. Your macro is really greedy. The micro, look at all these greed levels, spikes like that. Okay, and then move to the left. What you've got is basically, I think we did it again in late February 2024. We're coming up, macro's greeder, micro's greeder, making a lower high, Bitcoin making a high, rolled into that crash and correction from March, I think last year, into late summer. Had that big crash and correction. And then again, if we move to the left, you can clearly see, look at this is September last year. You've got a bottom just there, buying opportunity, dark green, fantastic. And if we move to the left as well, you've got dark green, fantastic, which was August. So we dropped the Bitcoin price in. That was a lovely bottom. So, come to the index right now, indicators, ultimate fear and greed index. There's a little bit of confluence that you find in buying opportunities and selling opportunities. Red, sell. Look at that, red, sell. Green, buy. Really simple. Let me dive into the XRP chart right now to see what we can see, okay? Look at XRP in a 5-day time frame. Something we've not done in this particular cycle so far is created these 2 peaks on the 5-day RSI. Okay, so if you take a look at this cycle, 2 peaks, bear market, 2 peaks, look at that whopping crash and correction. And right now we don't necessarily see 2 peaks in this impulse. We only see 1 at the moment, but right now we're coming back as anticipated. We're coming back. If we can hold this and start to come back out, then we'll get 2 peaks, and that's the conditions I'm looking at to jump ship, unless obviously something else occurs in this chart. What is it? Basically, if we start to fall under the ribbon like we did there and like we did here, creating the red sell dot, then okay, we've just got to respect the structure and the data. At that point, we've got to project to the downside. But at the moment, we've come up, in my opinion, in 3 waves. You can see it in the RSI as well. 1, 2, 3 onto this peak here. Look at that, and then you've had this irregular correction, which is basically what we're going through right now. So even in the RSI from last summer, we've seen a 1, 2, 3. Okay, a 1, 2, 3, and the RSI here we've got expanded flat correction. And in the RSI, it's showing us that we've got a divergence right there where we made it higher high and lower high in the RSI. So I actually think at the moment with the 5-day RSI, we've seen a little bit of confluence that the peak was here, okay, and not necessarily there. So I'm looking at some kind of A, B, C, and this C wave at the moment, it could be a series of triangles that's going from left to right, looking at some kind of price compression that should in theory break out. As this finds its feet, it should start to come back out to the upside, where just like in this cycle, create two peaks, get out, 2 peaks, get out, 2 peaks, get out. So that's currently my primary focus. Obviously, unless I see something different. What is the difference? If we fail to hold the ribbon right now on the 5-day time frame, if we print a red tailed up, it's not a good look for XRP. So this is why I'm holding on for dear life at the moment. If we start to lose this range in the 5-day RSI, the 50 level, we start turning it into resistance, that is equally not a good look, because you're losing a lot of momentum on a very important time frame right there. So I'm just going to get the benefit of the doubt. I'm being patient. I've not jumped ship yet, but if we do start to see the turnaround and start to do something like that, you're coming out for your 2 peak like we did in the previous cycles, which is where you don't necessarily want to be holding on to your XRP if you are holding on to any of it. I hope you enjoyed the new indicators that I create for yourselves. Take care everyone, back soon with another update on XRP. Stay up, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.